Well, hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into an explainer of a really fascinating piece of media. We're unpacking the Kaniz Omna 3D animated episode titled Khidmat Ka Sawab, which actually translates to the reward of service. Now, this short animation centers around Eid al-Adha. And honestly, it packs an incredible amount of cultural and practical education into just a few short minutes. It's like a masterclass that expertly weaves together humor, historical lessons, and everyday responsibilities. So let's just jump right in, shall we? This turned out to be the Fast and Furious GOAT. I mean, what a line, right? The animation kicks off immediately with this incredibly high-energy moment. The sacrificial animal arrives, and the kids in the cartoon, they're absolutely ecstatic. The creators use this super specific modern pop culture reference to capture that pure, unfiltered excitement that happens in households when the animal first comes home. It instantly hooks you, making the whole environment feel festive, chaotic, and, very real. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the animal and excitement, followed by animal care and cleanliness. After that, we'll explore the true meaning of Qurbani. Then we'll tackle beating the heat, and finally, we'll wrap up with social responsibility. All right, section 1, the animal and excitement. So, that initial rush of joy, it quickly introduces a totally relatable conflict. On one hand, you've got the children who just want to stay outside, bonding with the goat, completely wrapped up in the celebration. But on the other hand, the mother has to step in with a crucial warning about the extreme summer heat wave. She tells the kids they need to come inside and freshen up because staying out in that harsh sun could literally make them sick. It's a really practical, grounded moment that perfectly balances the festive high energy with the everyday realities of the environment. Moving right along to section 2. Animal care and cleanliness. Now, a core concept introduced in this narrative is this idea of Khidmat, and it's not just about ownership, it's really about service and care. The characters make it a point to highlight that Islam teaches mercy towards all creatures. They note that providing water to any thirsty animal, even something as small as a bird, is considered a spiritually rewarding act, which is known as sawab. So it's all about establishing a genuine emotional connection and ensuring the animal's comfort, especially in that intense summer heat we were just talking about. But it's not all serious. The creators actually do a fantastic job of balancing this educational message with some genuine humor. Like there's this great comedic beat where one character jokingly tells another character, Bolu, then I am earning the most reward because you are eating half the food yourself. It's so funny. It really lightens the tone, right? But it still reinforces the core lesson. Feeding the animal is a good deed, even if your friends are totally going to roast you while you do it. And Khidmat extends way beyond just feeding. The characters emphasize the absolute necessity of promptly cleaning up animal waste. Why? To prevent any inconvenience or, bad smells for your neighbors. Because taking care of an animal also means taking care of your neighborhood. The show makes it explicitly clear that respecting your community through cleanliness is a fundamental part of the whole observance. Which brings us to section 3, the true meaning of Qurbani. At this point, the narrative actually pauses to ask a really important question. Why is this even celebrated? And it answers it by exploring this profound historical timeline. It goes back years ago to the story of Hazrat Ibrahim, who, in an act of ultimate devotion, intended to sacrifice his most beloved possession to please Allah. The thing is, it wasn't about the physical loss at all. It was a test of true obedience and intention. And at the final moment, because his intention was pure, Allah replaced a sacrifice with an animal. So, when you really think about it, the physical sacrifice is actually secondary. The ultimate message of the holiday is all about obedience and sacrifice. But critically, and the source material really emphasizes this, it must be guided by love and mercy. Treating animals with affection and good behavior isn't just nice, it is a sunnah. It's a tradition and a religious practice. The idea is that the more love and care you show, the greater the spiritual reward. Next up, section 4, beating the heat. Now, it's pretty interesting how a commercial sponsorship is seamlessly woven into the dialogue here to address the practical, physical challenges of the setting. The characters start complaining about some severe summer problems. We're talking the heat wave, heat rash, itching, and bacterial growth. And then they're naturally introduced to a solution, English prickly heat powder and spray. The creators basically used the characters' discomfort to introduce the product as a direct remedy for their environmental challenges. And the characters are very specific about the benefits. They state that the product provides an instant and long-lasting cooling blast, that it actively stops bacterial growth, and that it keeps the skin fresh and refreshed throughout the day. It's a very clear, structured delivery of information. The cartoon effectively utilizes its own summer setting to highlight the product's features right there in the story.
All right, on to our final part. Section 5, Social Responsibility.
The overarching thesis of this entire episode is explicitly stated by the characters themselves. Qurbani is not merely a ritual. It is a profound, active lesson. Sure, it teaches sacrifice, but equally important, it teaches responsibility, the absolute necessity of cleanliness, and the universal value of mercy toward all creations. It's honestly this beautiful synthesis of religious education and practical empathy. And to make sure the audience knows exactly what to do with this lesson, the cartoon lays out very clear post-Qurbani steps. Step 1, always keep the true purpose in your heart. Step 2, ensure you distribute the meat to the poor, prioritizing those in need. Step 3, share it with your relatives to strengthen those family bonds. And step 4, circling right back to that vital community aspect, maintain the total cleanliness of your surroundings. It is a highly structured, totally actionable checklist for the viewers. So, I want to leave you with a question today. Whether you observe this holiday or not, the themes explored in this animated explainer are incredibly profound. So how can you apply these universal lessons of sacrifice, responsibility, and mercy in your own daily life and community? Really think about it. Think about how you treat the environment, how you care for your neighborhood, and how you show empathy to those around you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I'll catch you next time.